Hi, everybody. Dr. White here, the business analysis doctor. Today, I'm going to be talking about missed requirements. Finding out about missed requirements is one of the worst feelings a BA can have, and in some cases, it can even be expensive to the project. So today, I'm going to be giving you 7 tips on how to avoid missing requirements. Tip number 1, identify all of the stakeholders and sources of requirements. You always want to get your project off to a good start by being sure that you're identifying all of the key stakeholders and sources of requirements. For details on how to do this, check out my previous post on identifying project stakeholders early. Tip number 2, fully understand the business need. First, you need to determine whether or not you're solving a problem or taking advantage of an opportunity. If you're trying to solve a problem, be sure to perform a root cause analysis to be sure you're addressing the proper problem. If you're taking advantage of an opportunity, be sure that you and the stakeholders have a solid understanding of the potential value. This way you can start envisioning what the future is going to look like. Tip number 3, fully understand the current state. Understanding the current state involves knowing the key stakeholders, key processes, systems, constraints, needs, and the overall business architecture. Having knowledge of all of these components will give you more context to be able to better analyze the problems and detect gaps or conflicts in information. Also, understanding the current state will enable you to ask more relevant and meaningful questions, which will ultimately lead to better requirements. Tip number 4, perform a gap analysis. A gap analysis is essentially a technique that analyzes the current state and defines the future state in an effort to determine what gaps in the current state are preventing you from meeting the goals in the desired future state. These gaps need to be further defined in your change strategy. Describing the current state and the future state with the same technique makes the gap analysis more efficient because it'll make it easier to detect the gaps. Tip number 5, document requirements using multiple viewpoints. A viewpoint is basically just a way that a requirement is represented. A complete requirements architecture consists of multiple viewpoints. This is because each viewpoint is more effective at representing some aspects of the requirements than others. Therefore, each viewpoint supports one another. Key requirements viewpoints might include the user viewpoint, process viewpoint, or data and information viewpoint. The user viewpoint could be modeled with techniques such as user stories or use cases, while the process viewpoint can be represented with techniques such as BPMN or UML, or maybe even value stream mapping, any type of process modeling technique. The data and information viewpoint might include techniques such as a data dictionary, an entity relationship diagram, or maybe a class diagram. Including each relevant viewpoint is essential to creating a complete set of requirements because it uses various modeling formats, including text, diagrams, and matrices to convey information. And also, cross-referencing these various formats allows you to detect gaps in information because each format and viewpoint emphasizes something different. Tip number 6, verification activities. All requirement activities should include verification. All elicitation activities should include some type of follow-up with key stakeholders to verify that the information that's been recorded is accurate and complete. Requirements documentation should include verification in the form of comparing documents to other forms of requirements to see if the information aligns with one another and verify any conflicting information or gaps in information. A requirements checklist is another great way to detect missing requirements. This might include the various requirements classification or types, in addition to the various modeling formats that could easily be overlooked. In addition, a list of requirements quality standards will be a good idea because it would also include a check for completeness. Tip number 7, reviews and walkthroughs. Reviews are a very effective technique for verifying that requirements are complete and correct. There's various techniques you can use depending on the type of documentation and the business structure. Reviews can be performed iteratively throughout the business analysis process and should include various stakeholder perspectives. The business is essential at these reviews for verifying that the needs are being met, in addition to verifying the correctness. The development team is more qualified to assess feasibility and also raise issues around the non-functional requirements. Testers from the quality assurance or UAT team should also be at these reviews, as they're likely to find gaps regarding test cases, scenarios, and exceptions. Also, as you're documenting and specifying requirements, envision how those requirements will be tested. This is a great way to detect missing requirements and gaps early on in the process. Well, there are your 7 tips to avoid missed requirements. For more business analysis mastery tips, be sure to subscribe. And for more business analysis resources, visit my website at thebadoc.com. That's THEBADOC.com. See you next time.